Hello, this is Crypto CJ. Welcome to today's trade of the day. It's the Friday afternoon edition, and we've had a lot of action in the charts this week, Bitcoin and on Ethereum. So let's go ahead and look at the chart first. We'll go to the Bitcoin chart, and lots of fireworks the day after Labor Day in the U.S. On Tuesday the 7th. Big drops. Let's go to the day chart. This big ugly red candle here dropped about 18% on Bitcoin in one day and hasn't really come back yet. Let's get a little closer look on the 4-hour. Yeah, we were in this ascending channel and then crashed out of it, broke it hard. Now we've got a new descending wedge or channel or whatever they call it. And looks like it just broke down below this too. Hoping we hold 44.5. That's some key resistance, I mean support. So lots of theories on why this happened. You know, maybe we were due for a correction with this big pump up here. We had El Salvador on the 7th, the day that that nation was allowing Bitcoin to be legal tender. So maybe our friends in the IMF decided to throw a big monkey wrench in that. They didn't seem to care. The president tweeted out, "Hey, I just bought the dip." So that's what we like to hear. So looking to see some recovery this weekend, but as you can see, after the big drop, it had a small recovery and then dropped again. This is kind of looking like the May 19th scenario, which I was looking at earlier. Yeah, even on that, we had some signs that we were about to drop. And then, yeah, this was the big drop on the 19th, a little bit of recovery, then a further drop on the 23rd, some more recovery, then another dip here on June 8th. And after that, yeah, we were just kind of chopping here for about a month, maybe 5 weeks or so, until late July, more like 2 months, until we had the recent nice move up. So I don't know if we're going to duplicate that or if this is just sort of a blip. I haven't traded that much, to be candid, just because these kind of moves spook me a little bit. But so we will have to double check Bitcoin before we make any trades, you know, today and over the weekend, early next week, to make sure we don't get caught in the Bitcoin dump. If you do, you can always ladder buy, but sometimes you can get stuck in a position for longer than you want. As a day trader, I want to get in and out, ideally in the same day, but no more than 2 days. You know, CryptNation, their Altcoin Alert says their signal is usually good for 3 days. So 2 or 3 days is the longest I want to be in any trade. And you know, before we do anything, we got to check out Bitcoin. So look at the 1 hour, breaking through, turning a little green on the most current candle. See if we can get a bounce from that. And all right, so that's it on Bitcoin. Let's check out Ethereum. Sure liked Ethereum better when it was just riding this trend line, but it broke out. Now I've got this, you know, this channel here that I drew a little while ago. Let's get a closer look at that. Yeah, Ethereum was just in this this range for quite a while, or for the last few days, after it broke the trend line. Now it's, I'd like to see it, you know, work its way back up. What was that?
Mine is still on Bitcoin.
Yeah.
It is?
Yes.
Yeah.
Huh. So you're not seeing Ethereum right now?
No.
No.
That is very odd.
I didn't see where you were pointing either, so maybe it's been stuck there for a while.
Yeah, I never saw you pointing anything, but I do have Bitcoin on there.
Huh. Tells me I'm screen sharing.
Maybe just unshare and reshare.
Yeah, let's try that. All right, let's try sharing again. Okay, do you have Ethereum now?
Yes.
I do.
I have several windows open, and as you know, I bounce between all of them. I hate to have to redo that for each one, but I guess we'll find out. So, all right. So on Ethereum, we had the trend line, broke it. Now we're in this channel, squeezing together. I did want to bring your attention to on the 7th, it dumped pretty hard and then came to a screeching halt right above 3,000. So I think this 3,000 level for Ethereum, should be pretty strong support. We respected it here. It did break down briefly and bounce back up within a few hours back a couple of weeks ago in August 18th and 19th. So feel pretty good that 3,000 is the support, but if it does break below that, we could see some major dumpage for Ethereum.
What does that wedge indicate, CJ? The bottom line is the support. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, the wedge is the yellow lines here.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just looking for some trends for some, some smaller time frame movements. And so I just drew this trend line here, starting August 18th, multiple touches here, touches here, the spike in the return, and then, we'll see if this holds or not. So ideally, this chops in
between. What does it mean?
Well, we're looking to see if we can try to anticipate something. Usually it's an either or scenario. It either bounces up and works its way back. Well, actually, there's three choices. It can bounce and pump up. It can break through and come on down and show us that our next support is probably going to be around 3,000, like I talked about a little earlier. Or it can it shows essentially support and resistance in the shorter term. So usually when you have these these trend lines coming together, there's a violent move one way or the other at some point.
Looking at how fast it fell, it looks like cascading stop losses. So on Tuesday, I would expect it to go halfway back up.
Yeah, that's what's happening. There's so much leverage in crypto now. I mean, like right now, Bitcoin has a little over 2 billion of daily volume on the spot trade on Binance. It's got 10 times that in leverage. So when there's a move and people are over leveraged, they get either stopped out or liquidated in their positions, and then it's just a cascading effect because they have to sell their positions they have to market sell their positions, when that happens, and that brings the price down very fast. So and sometimes you see the opposite effect when a bunch of people are going short on leverage and the price starts to go up, they've got to sell, and they've got to buy. Actually, they have to do market buy to honor their position, and then the price can pump up. So anyway, that's what Patrick said is a portion of this, if not half to 2/3 of this, had to do with liquidated leverage positions. It was the same on May 19th. So.
And it happened so fast.
Yep. Yeah, that's what leverage does sometimes when people get overextended. So, all right, well, that's all I have on Bitcoin and Ethereum, kind of the market in general. You guys have any questions on that? All right. Let's look at Altcoin Alert. All right, so this is how I'm looking at Altcoin Alert. I like going to the radar and seeing as much information as possible. Actually, can you guys see Altcoin Alert now?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Good. And this view on the Altcoin radar is sortable. So I can sort on the AA scores, high and low. You know, I can sort by trading activity. You know, John likes his social activity sort. 1 hour projected range. This is really short-term stuff within an hour. This is a pretty good value here on Bluezell. You'll see upper ranges this high very often. So Altcoin Alert seems to think this this has a chance to pump in the next hour, though it gave it a neutral AA score. So I'm not sure how correlated these two are. And we use this Elder Impulse hourly sort sometimes. We prefer generally the daily one. Try to get bullish values on both the daily impulse and the long-term sentiment. So we got some pretty good values here. But yeah, neutral on the AA score. It's down 8% today. Solana and DOT have been pumping lately. These could be worth a look. Let's go by AA score first. Before I do that though, does anybody want to look around and see how, you know, people are using the easy mode in the different layouts? Okay, let's just stay on altcoin radar then. All right, so Phantom is the first one listed, very bullish, 88.6, good values here. This is kind of low in the 1 hour, but I don't mind staying for a day or so in a trade. Elder Impulse hourly is bearish, but the daily is bullish. I like that. Long-term bullish, short-term neutral, down 13%. This one's been pumping lately, so it was due for a correction. It's probably following Bitcoin to some degree as well. So let's go ahead and check it out. Okay, this is the Binance chart. And let's give the overview here on the daily. As you can see, it's been pumping like crazy. Didn't even get affected that much by the drop on the 7th. It's kind of giant wicks either direction, then pumped up the next day. Pretty good drop today though. On the 1 hour, trending down. Let's look on the 5 minutes, see if we can find a trade on this. Okay, we've got bullish divergence a half an hour ago. Didn't really do much with that. I'm not in a dip sequence, not really trending up either. It's just kind of going blah, hanging around the bottom of the Bollinger Band here. Not seeing a really good entry at this point. This is a really nice dip change, right? Or dip trade here. You got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dips. So 1, 2, 3. I might avoid
No,
it.
your three's not breaking the bottom line, so that doesn't
You're
count.
right. That's more like a third. Let's make this bigger. Can't see my own screen. All right, 1. Yeah, this doesn't come up yet. So here it comes up here. 2, the wick breaks. 3. I probably would have gotten in here. You know, dropped about 5%. The SMA line. I probably would have gone to this resistance here, you know, for about 2 to 3%. That's a pretty good day trade. If you're more ambitious, you could have gone up to this this resistance here, but it hasn't made it there yet, and it's dropped since then. So not a bad trade on FTM. Had you caught the dip trade earlier? I'm not sure what the AA value was at that time, but these are some of the setups we're looking for. We also like, trend trades. When you catch a strong move like this above the SMA line, maybe 1 or 2 candles in here, got the RSI pointing up, the MACD cross, the money factor index. This is a new addition to my chart. Got all these in sync. That's pretty good. So go to the top of the Bollinger Band for about 2%. And if you want to live trade it, just hang on and keep an eye on it and maybe get like 4.5% on that one. That's a good day trade. But at the moment, got a little bit of movement to the upside here, but not quite as much as I would like to see. So not ready for a trade on this yet. You could set an alert down here around this is the 3rd standard deviation on the Bollinger Bands. It's just another set of Bollinger Bands with a wider, wider range. So I would probably set an alert down here on price, maybe around 1.35. And I also like to set alerts on the RSI. So you could set an alert down here. Generally speaking, you can't totally rely on it, but generally speaking, once something breaks below 30 and starts to come back up, that's a good sign that your coin's about to make a move to the upside. So you can see it here, it broke below 30 and then came back up here. Broke below 30 and started coming back up here. We got this, we already went over that. So it's already down towards the edge. Look like it's about 30 or 35 on the RSI. So if it goes down and comes back up, I like to take those trades. All right, so that's FTM. Any questions on that one?
Just a little bit more of a general question.
Okay.
Although it sort of relates to this. I'm having trouble finding the trades and actually timing them, and spending too much time in front of the computer. Are you using the alarms to sort of work out where it might be and then let it tell you that it's at that point?
Yeah, I've spent a lot of time on TradingView with different strategies and alerts. I mean, indicators, and I like to set alerts on them. So my favorite alerts to set are RSI alerts. The best one I found that performs the most consistently is the 15-minute RSI alert. And here's how you do it. So let's say you want to trade FTM and you want to catch 1, 2, 3 dips. So you can right click on the RSI. And actually I can't do it on this one, shoot. I'm using this one for divergence, and the only alerts it allows is divergence ones. Let me see if I can do that a little differently. Okay, yeah, I can ignore that. I can program it that it's crossing up. It'll ask me for a value, and I'm going to say 30. I'm going to set this. You can either do once per bar, which will let you know anytime in that particular time frame, in that 15-minute time frame, that it's triggered, or once per bar close. I usually go with once per bar close because that's a more solid recovery, or it's more likely to hold up. So Click that on. You click create. And it shows up here. So when it crosses down, let me make sure I did this right.
You want it showing when it crosses down, don't you?
No, I don't. You would think that, but that's not what I want. Because I want evidence of a recovery. I trade
So
this
it's
a
got to
little,
go down and then it's on its way back up.
yeah.
Right. Yep.
So because you want to trade on the 3rd or 4th dip, not the 5th or 6th or 8th or 10th. So with this situation, it'll drop below the 30 and then start to come back up. When it comes back up, it'll trigger it. So, and you can't trade just using that. You've got to look at your overall market and your other indicators and your candle action. Sometimes that'll only be a second dip. But a lot of times I find
Yeah.
it's a 3rd or 4th. If you do
So
this on the 5-minute, you'll get a lot of single dips.
what I've found is that I'm looking at something, I go away and do something else, and all the action happens. And when I come back, I've missed it.
Yeah, that's why this will help you. And then once your alert triggers on the 15-minute, you go back to your 5-minute and you evaluate, you know, like we've talked about before on the 1, 2, 3 dip. So that's one of the ways I try to find those. And that's probably the best one I found to catch those kind of dips.
Cool.
All right. Let's see what else Altcoin Alert's suggesting. So, but actually what I'll do is I will look at Altcoin Alert and a few other sources that I like, and I'll set alerts like I just showed you on maybe 3 to 5 tokens. And then I'll go, you know, I'll do computer work or whatever else work I need to do. And those alerts go off, you know, I look at my phone or my computer and see if it's something I want to get into. So I'm not aware of anything that'll let you know where everything's dipping. So you'll have to make, you know, your choices based on, you know, whatever tools you have at your disposal.
And what level of subscription do you have for TradingView?
I have the Pro Plus. That's I pay it annually. It's just under 200 a year, so you know, it's around 15 and change a month. So I think I get 30 alerts, you know, 10 different charts. And that's usually sufficient for me. So, and you can't set a bunch of alerts on a free program. I think they only allow 1. And then the pro level only allows 10, which could work. You know, there are times when I have fewer than 10 alerts, but you know, I like to have the little extra. The 30 works for me pretty well.
I'm trialing the Pro and finding that I haven't got enough indicators and things. So I haven't paid my subscription yet. I'm just deciding on where I need to be.
Well, you know, setting the alerts on these type of tokens and trading those will give you an idea of how you want to do it. If you want to day trade, you'll probably need to have, you know, multiple options. If you're, you know, more of a swing trader, you may not need as many, or you could do it the other way around. You may want to follow more coins if you're swing trading, because you know, those types of setups are going to occur less frequently than day trading. All right. So we've got Phantom here and Quant I was looking at earlier. Since I have it up, let's go ahead and look. You guys seeing my my Quant chart? Okay.
Yes. Yep.
I'll assume
It's all
that's
good.
a yes. Good. And wow, this one's pumped like crazy. Talked about this one before. I'm not going to talk about my near misses with this coin. So anyway, it's nearly $400 now, which is crazy. And this pump started, most recent one, a few days ago. Not really that affected by the drop on the 7th. You know, it did drop 20%, but it got that back, you know, within a few hours. So that's pretty impressive. On the 5-minute, charging up towards the top of the Bollinger Band again. I think we're in an all-time high area. Yeah. So not really comfortable with trading something this this high in its range. But we've had a slight pullback. If you want to buy it now, take your chances. You know, it's about 1%. And then to the top of the third standard deviation is around 4%. So not liking that setup that much. And let's see, what else did I want to look at? I was looking at ELF earlier too, but that one sort of dropped. This one here, Matrix AI, I've looked at this week. Let's go ahead and check that one out. That's on KuCoin. We have a lot of these sideways candles. That's usually indicative of no trades in that time frame. So the volume, it's usually a low volume situation. So I tend to use KuCoin for more swing trades because of the low volume. I'm usually looking for 5 to 10% on KuCoin type trades. These can really move one way or the other on this exchange. This particular coin, MAN or MAN, was up to 8 cents about 2 weeks ago. It's dropped down to 5.4 on the 1 hour. Yeah, all the way up to 8 cents. That's where the drop happened. This one got hit pretty hard on the 7th. Hasn't quite recovered yet. It's trending down at the moment. The 5-minute chart, we've got a bubble. 1, 2. 1, 2. Yeah. I want to take out my third deviation. That's messing me up a little bit on this. 1. Feel better if we had this is just a wick popping down here on a low volume coin. You know, I probably want a better looking move to the third dip on this, and then evidence of of it coming back. Do you have bullish
So
diverge?
that'd be a good place to set an alarm, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Set your alert maybe right about in this vicinity. You're around 5.3 cents. Yeah, you have some support here. Recent support from this morning around 5.3 cents. So that would be one to set an alert for in this particular price, and then reevaluate after that. So yeah, you could click OK and you're good to go. All right. And let's sort based on Elder Impulse daily. Don't have any. I think this one's just bullish or bearish.
Is the AA score the only one that does the very bullish?
No, the sentiments do as well. We have very bearish here on Polkadot. So let's yeah, see we have very bullish on sentiment here on long term if we sort by long-term sentiment. I was looking at Luna earlier today. 32% in one day. That one might be played out, but yeah, so we have very bullish on multiple coins here on long-term sentiment. The Elder Impulse daily, just more technical, just bullish. I think that one only does bullish and bearish. Yeah, you see the bottom of the description, provides 3 signals, bearish, neutral, and bullish. So there's no vary on this one, just on sentiment. So let's sort on sentiment and look at Luna. All right, the day. Big ride up here, big drop a couple days ago, big recovery. So, and I think we're at an all-time high for Luna. At least on Binance we are. On the 1 hour, pumping up, pulling back a little bit. So we're below the Bollinger Band on this. If you just want to trade the trend, you think it's going back up. Got 1.65% to the SMA line. A little bit of resistance here, 3.64%. And multiple touch points here, 5.84%. So if you want to catch the trend on this, that's one way to go. You may want to wait for a dip sequence. I don't know if you'll get one on this coin. Yeah, I'm not showing any 1, 2, 3 dips. This is the closest one here. It's bubbling out 1, 2, and then takes off. A 1-2 dip with a MACD cross is can be a good trade in an up market. So you could have gotten that one here. Really nice trade up to the top of the Bollinger Band of over 4%. We like that. So that's a pretty good one there. So again, if you want to trade this, set your alert either down here or on the RSI like I showed you, and you'll be good to go. Okay, any questions on Luna or FTM? Kenny, any suggested, well, let's sort by, can't remember whether John liked long-term or short-term sentiment.
So I usually look for the elder impulse and the long-term sentiment together, which we picked up from Alan.
Yeah.
And that's why I do social activity, because that pulls those two together. If you do
Social activity, that's the one. I want to know what you're actually sorting. So
yeah, I push social activity, and then I look for the elder impulse daily and the long-term sentiment.
okay, I remember now. So we looked at matrix already, which follows what John's talking about. What he's suggesting you do is sort based on social activity, and then look for the values of very bullish under long-term sentiment, bullish under the elder impulse daily. So we've got one candidate here, another one down here, icon ICX. This one looks pretty good, actually. It's up 15%, which is, high, but not, this is a more established project though. But then again, we've had, Atom go up yesterday of 20 or 30%. Some of the older ones are starting to shine lately. So ICX might be worth a look based on, John's social activity sort. Got these values here, neutral or better, fire, above 5% on the 1 hour. So this all looks good. Let's check out icon. Day chart. This one's still struggling to come back from the May 19th dump. It's over $3 back then. It's recovered about half the value. Big spike up here on the day. Let's look at the 1 hour. This kind of looks like an outlier when it spikes up like this and drops again.
Big volume.
Yeah.
Somebody came in.
That's always one I wonder if someone slipped up, hit the wrong key or something on there. on their computer. Went all in on this. Okay.
Decimal point in the wrong place.
Yeah, it could be. Kind of squeezy looking all day today, pretty much. Had a little dip sequence here. 1, 2, well, it did have a third dip. That's not bad. So 1, 2, 3, get in right about here. The SMA line's 5%. You know, 5%, 2.5 hours. We love that as day traders. At the moment, 1, 2. Don't really have a bubble though. It's just sort of a little bit of a drop. Some of these without a bubble can just drag on, you know, you're in a 8 or 9 or 10 dipper. That's why the bubble's important. More indicative of the volume. So I probably want to see evidence of a strong recovery here before getting in on this little dipper. But without the bubble forming, I know I'd probably pass on that. But if you want to put an alert in the RSI or down here, or just a low buy order, it's a little bit risky, but I've had success with that before. You know, it's at 175 now, throw a low buy order in around, I don't know, usually go to the 15-minute. You know, I see some support here between 152 and 158. You know, yesterday, day before. So that might be where I would put a low buy order if I wanted to do that. Not financial advice, but. All right. Getting close to 40 minutes now. Any other, that's about all I have for specific sorts on the altcoin alert, unless you guys want me to do one or look at another coin that you're seeing listed here. Actually, there's one I wanted to look at. I was looking at pre-search earlier. Bryce has been talking about this one. I did have a nice trade with it last week. Maybe it's 2 weeks ago, but it's another one of those KuCoin gems that can really pump up. Yeah, it shot up here last week. We had a big drop. These are really volatile though, and then a pretty good recovery. So this one's interesting. So we've got some resistance here around 32, 33 cents to 22 cents at the moment. So that resistance is about a week ago. Yeah, that's really more what I'm looking for recent resistance, like 27 cents. We're at 22. That'd be a nice move though. Caught the trend back up.
Yeah, I got 72 on pre, 72%.
Nice. Yeah, this is a good
Unfortunately,
one.
didn't have enough money in it.
Yeah, that's always I got a high percentage with a low risk, you know, because I didn't have much money in it. Something this volatile, I can't blame you. It's, but I like this one. I don't have a great setup here. I'd rather see something like this. See the bubble forming here. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a 5 dipper. But even if you got it in the 3rd or 4th dip, it came back pretty nicely. So you get in right about here. I mean, you're down. You might even do a ladder buy here when you're down 7, 8%. And then, yeah, then you're up 4% at the SMA line. Right, 6% with this resistance here. So yeah, that would have been a good trade. All right, so that's pre-search. Any other sorts you guys want to look at, or coins you want to look at, or any crypto stuff you want to talk about?
Did you look at ALGO?
Sure. ALGO.
I think that was the one. I was looking at some of them.
Yeah, ALGO had a big pump recently. It really shrugged off the dump on the 7th and powered up beyond that. This came out of nowhere. This is one of those older projects that's recently been pumped up, probably just because it's like its turn. So Bryce has been talking about on yesterday's CryptNation call and also the AA call on Tuesday that, you know, these are some of the projects that could be due. Look for older projects that that haven't pumped that much yet. So on the
And
hour,
today he talked like $2. It would be a good buy.
mhm. Yeah, we were up to 248 yesterday and, you know, down below $2 now. The 5-minute. Yeah, I don't see these real often when it goes from the top of the Bollinger Band diagonal line to the bottom without much action in between. No, this is kind of a choppy mess. Okay, we've got a little bit of
What time-
bubbling
What
here.
time frame are you looking at there?
This is the 5-minute.
Right.
Trying to look for an entry point here, not seeing a real good one. So this is another one you probably have to set an alert. Maybe down here around 175 for dip sequence, or down the RSI for an above 30. All right. Any other questions?
Yeah. How do you, sorry, trying to get the words right here. I've been trading in and out with Tether. Matt sort of said he uses Ethereum, but the gas fees on Ethereum are quite high. What do you do?
No, Matt's talking about longer term trades. And you know, some of the purists, so to say, don't want anything to do with Tether. But Tether is the largest stable coin for trading. That's not in dispute. So there's nothing wrong with having Tether to get in and out of short-term trades like we're talking about on, you know, on this program. But yeah, if you want to hold, if you want to build up your Ethereum and have that more as a, you know, longer term play, then that could be a way to go. I find trading Ethereum and Bitcoin pairs to be confusing. You know, I want one of my pairs, one of the pairs to be stable. But that if you're trading pairs, you're trading 2 coins. So I mean, there are times when that's a good strategy, but you know, most of the people on this program are beginners or haven't been trading, you know, more than 6 months to a year. So you know, trading Bitcoin and Ethereum, I think, is sort of the next step in certain market conditions. So I did it earlier this year and had some success with it, but I didn't care for it.
Okay. So you confirm my thoughts that having it in Tether and trading in and out of Tether is the right way to go.
Yes. Yeah, that's what I do. So
Cool. Thank you.
What about using Litecoin because it's cheap to transfer?
yeah, it's a little different though. If you're actually transferring out of the exchange to a wallet, you know, to cash out or something like that, then I use Litecoin to do that. I'll take my USDT, buy Litecoin, then transfer the Litecoin from say Binance or KuCoin over to Coinbase Pro. And from Coinbase Pro, I can sell the Litecoin to USD, cash out the USD to my bank account. So that's my favorite way to do that.
Can you
Alright.
use fiat on KuCoin?
I don't know.
Like USD?
Yeah, let's.
Can you say that question again? I missed it.
Because I'm wondering if when you buy coins, if you can use fiat.
No,
You
well,
can
you're
if you're buying straight in.
Yeah.
If I what?
What you're usually going to do, yeah, you can't, I've never done it, but maybe it's possible, but I did see a message from Binance International today that they're going to start allowing you to cash out of USD, but I think that's impractical. What you're going to do is what most people do is they use Coinbase or crypto.com or something like that to take their fiat and change into USD, USDT, USDC, Bitcoin, something like that, and then transfer whatever that is over to an exchange. So
Okay. Yeah,
it would be nice if they could remove that step, but
I know.
yeah.
Thank you.
But you have to
I
get your
wanna-
cash into crypto somehow. So
I wanted to make sure I understood. You said like from KuCoin, if you want to sell the coin or you want to cash out, that you transfer that to Litecoin?
right, Patrick brought that up because the fees on Litecoin are so cheap. You can send nearly any amount of Litecoin for about 30 cents. You know,
And then
even-
you send that to Coinbase Pro
Mhm.
and get USDT.
No, on Coinbase Pro, I'm going to sell the Litecoin and get USD, which is
Oh, okay.
right. And then from there, I can send the USD to from Coinbase Pro to Coinbase and then cash out. So it takes a few steps to get your crypto into cash and your cash into crypto. So. All right, guys. Well, we're at about 45, 50 minutes. So I don't want this to be too long. It is Friday afternoon. So I will go ahead and, unless there's a real pressing matter, probably end this now.
Thank you very much.
And,
It's been awesome again.
Yes,
thank
Cheers.
you.
Thank
See
you,
you guys.
CJ.
See all or some of you on Monday night.
All
Okay.
right,
you.
thank
Have a good
you.
weekend.
Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.
Thanks,
too.
CJ.